So this one is actually not a web series, rather it is showing on Prime Video, but it is a Nigerian series. And I know I have talked about this one before, but I will talk about it again because a new season is out and it's an absolutely new storyline. I'll tell you why. This may or may not be a spoiler, but I have to tell you, like, what's the essence? What will I gain if I don't tell you? I'm sorry if you feel it's a spoiler, but it's really not if you think about it deeply. So hear me out. Men's Club has a new season out on Prime Video, and why I say it's an entirely different storyline is that it is an entirely different storyline because it's a new generation of men. What do I mean? So season 1, 2, and I think 3 was about grown-ass men doing their thing. They already settled in life. Pretty much men in their mid-30s, thereabout. They already have life, work, career. They're in the marriageable stage. They want to marry themselves off to people and all of that. So that was what season 1 to 3 was about. But this new season is like a new generation of men. And that's the Gen Z kind of men. Yes. The first 2 episodes was focused on kind of like wrapping up the stories of the previous generation, which is like the millennials, I think. I hope I'm correct. And now it's like it tidied up their whole story and kind of put like a full stop where the full stop needed to be. I personally was upset about that. I'm not gonna lie. I was upset about that because I'm like, I feel like they rushed me. I was not prepared to have their stories end because, I mean, it's life. They're still alive. So bad things and good things are still happening to them. So why are you offing it? So I was pissed. I was a little bit pissed. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I was pissed that their stories ended. But it ended on a sweet note. Although there was a little bit of drama. Of course, there was drama. Of course. Tiara is there. There will always be drama where there's Tiara. There will always be drama where there's Tiara, so. But it was wrapped up nicely, although I felt it was rushed, I would have rather maybe half of the season be about wrapping up their story and kind of integrating it into the new generation that they wanted to start off with, or maybe even have the whole season dedicated to their story, wrapping it up nicely rather than the 2 episodes that they gave me. I wasn't prepared for that and I felt some kind of way about it. I felt emotionally drained having to watch their lives in fast forward, and it was a bit hard to forgive. But when the new storyline started, I was like, okay, I might just be able to forgive y'all. I might just be able to. So, like I said, the new storyline for this season for the Men's Club is dedicated to Gen Z kind of men. The leads guys. The leads guys basically is still the same for friends, and how their stories kind of like how they're navigating life, relationship, money, business. You get the general gist about it, right? And one thing I found interesting about the beginning of the next generation is how their stories began, how there was kind of like a backstory, not kind of like how there was actually a backstory of how they met, and we're able to kind of start their journey of friendship with them. And a lot of the characters had similarities with the previous generation that was rounded up. So it was more like they were seeing themselves in the younger guys. And when maturity sets in, you're like looking at them from afar, was that us? Were we that dumb? Were we that naive? Were we making such stupid decisions? I'm like, bruv, ain't about talking to you. Mind your business. You used to go wife at home. So yeah, there were scenes where the older generation would kind of look at them at the bar and be like, was that us? Were we that naive? Were we that? I'm like, yeah, please take several seats. But yeah, I like how the story kind of started off with us, how they're able to show us their genesis and how we're going step by step the journey of, their evolution, their learning process, their learning curves, understanding how their character is being formed by certain events and happenings that is going on in their life. I think it's a great watch. It's a very interesting watch. It's almost like it will be, I'm female, obviously, and it will be interesting. I feel like it would actually be interesting if boy groups live their life this way with such level of vulnerability and openness. I don't know, but I think I should ask around if men have this level of vulnerability amongst themselves, like, I mean, with your guy friends, if you guys actually share so much of yourselves and ask for advice, ask for help and bits like that. Because I just feel like maybe it's just, story, but then again, I mean, it's like a movie and all, and it's supposed to be, it's make believe, but it's also supposed to have some elements of truth in it, isn't it? So I don't know. Maybe I should be a guy for a day or something and just see whether this is true, because it would be interesting to understand their perspective of sharing their deepest insecurities and deepest secrets, which is what these new generation Gen Z men were doing. My favorite character is Cash Okwe. Hey God, Cash. Cash was played by Saga. Cash was played by Saga. Is he my Nollywood crush? Maybe not. Well, now. But I would say I absolutely enjoy watching anything Saga is in, because he has this kind of self-expression that is unique to him. The way he interprets his role is actually very raw and uncooked. When I say uncooked, I mean he does it in such a way that he's putting so much of his own personal vulnerability in that character, and I can actually see that. I don't know, maybe I'm seeing things that are not there. However, when he's sad, when he's like emotional, I feel like I've seen that with watching Big Brother. His Big Brother was the last Big Brother I ever watched. So, and it was almost like, oh God, I got to see this guy at his like cry self and all of that, which was, yeah. I digress. But yeah, my favorite character for this new men's club is Cash Okpe, and it was just beautifully played by Saga. And I don't know, maybe I'm biased towards him. I also liked the club guy. I can't remember his name, but he was also a very, very, very brilliant character. I've seen his character was abundantly played by this young fellow. I think Nollywood should watch out for him. He's actually a very upscale actor and a quality girl, a quality. So would I recommend the men's club? Yes, absolutely. I think everyone should watch this new season of the men's club. If you haven't watched the previous seasons, this is actually good for you. You can start from season 1. It's abundantly interesting. I think you should start from season 1 up until this stage. It does not want for drama. When you think one person's drama is ending, the other is actually starting. Like there's just a new batch of trouble at the door, and something to just be like, what is this? Why is life like this? Why is life slapping everybody left, right, and center like that? But so good, and highly recommend. So my rating for it is 7/10, because of how I feel the previous generation was closed off. I feel it was rushed. I would rather it kind of closed off gradually and not the abrupt closing up. It felt rushed. It felt like they just needed to just close it up and all of that. And Aminu's character was not, it was not properly cleaned up. It was not properly cleaned up because he broke up with his babe, and another babe just comes to the scene and he's just moving on. How is he just able to move on with the amount of chemistry they had in the previous season? Like, tell me why. Is that how easy it is for men to move on? Really? Crickets? No. So yeah, for me, I would have I would have proposed doing a better job cleaning out the previous generation series and just tidying it up properly rather than how rushed it felt. Maybe they didn't want to pay those ones plenty money. Maybe. But yeah, recommend 7/10. It's showing on Prime Video, so please watch it there. If you have watched it, let me know what you think, and if you agree with me, please tell me. If you disagree, by all means do. Yes, I said it. So yeah, so there you have it, and let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.